for our Saturday Bhakti Shastra.
So are you in Naperville right now, or?
No, I came back on Monday.
Okay, I heard, yeah, the course was in Naperville.
Yes, Saturday Bhakti Shastra.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was ecstatic. Oh my gosh, to be in association of devotees. Oh my gosh. It was just wonderful. The teachers are like they're the senior Prabhupada disciples.
Yeah, yeah. They were announcing about this class.
Really?
Yeah, I had also sent the flyer to my congregation, but it was too late to join.
Oh my gosh.
The tall devotee, right? What is his name? The one who was main teacher?
Narsima Kavacha.
Narasimha Koch Prabhu, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Gosh, it just shows how much there is to read from the like Srimad Bhagavatam and the uh Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It just shows how much we really should be reading because
And how much
everything is in the books. It's all right there. Every aspect, every question you have is right there.
and how much we have to know.
Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah.
goes way beyond our capacity. But we can all try.
Yeah,
Try our
with the
best.
age of Kali, the essence is chanting the name of Krishna. So ultimately, everything boils down to the point where we have desire and taste with holy name, because everything is subservient to holy name.
Correct.
Everything is supporting to chant name of Krishna with taste.
Correct. Correct.
I was there and I heard, about this class. Nice that you were doing it. You should sometimes share some of the learning.
I'm just trying to finish my homework. Yeah. At
Okay.
different times, of course. Um, but I would say the first step is chanting, and then the next step is if you have deities at home to do this Vaishnava Achaman, which
Right.
helps purify ourselves.
Right.
Right? We have to go through purification before we can even enter or go on to the altar. There's a lot of preliminaries before actual worship. So it's yeah, wow. I'm still learning.
No problem. Hari Bol Manohar Prabhu, I see you are there. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Dhanavad
We
Pram
can start.
Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare
नाम
Krishna.
संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य हिज भागवत सर प्रभुपाद की जय। कृष्ण बल भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। So our plan is today to complete Nectar of Instruction.
Oh,
This book has only 11 verses. So I think we spent enough time going through these
you're just
and we
complete.
should be
Mm.
good. So we are in the last two verses where Radha Kund and Srimati Radha Rani is being glorified. So if you have to give class on Radha Kund, I think these are the verses. Last two verses are the verse that you can take and build your class on. So we went through this verse. It says that Sri Radha Kund is the highest most place on this material abode, They starts with Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is higher than material world, and then Mathura is even higher than Vaikuntha. Vrindavan is higher than Mathura, and Govardhan in Vrindavan is higher than Vrindavan itself. And then finally, Srimati Radha Kunda is the highest most. And we had enough discussion on this topic. Then after that, we got into discussion of this verse where it gives the gradation that there are karmi, there are jnani, there are bhaktas, but Srimati Radharani is topmost. So for sure, karmi
Oh.
is better than jnani, and bhakta is better than jnanis. But out of all the bhakta, all the devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srimati Radharani is the best. And then we summarize with this verse, with this slide. So this slide definitely gives you understanding, which is the subject of discussion for first 6 chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That from Karma Kanda platform, one comes to Sakam Karma Yoga, then from Sakam Karma Yoga, one comes to Niskam Karma Yoga, then engage in Gyan Yoga, and at the Gyan Yoga stage, one has completely renounced of the fruitive activity, which is called Karma Sannyas. When Karma Sannyas is completely taken, then one come to the stage of Gyan Sannyas, where endeavor for cultivating knowledge also is completely gone. And there is nothing but only unalloyed devotion to Krishna, Bhakti Yoga. So out of all the bhakti, out of all the bhakta, the devotees of uh, Krishna are the great, and out of all devotees, Srimati Radharani is the best. So that's what basically is being presented here, that Srimati Radharani is the best. I would like to spend some time to explain you that what are the different evolution of consciousness. Anybody has seen this slide before?
No.
No, Prabhuji, I haven't seen.
Okay. So this basically gives you idea that what are the different elevation, what are the different degree of consciousness. So there are 3 types of preliminary consciousness, which is called anavarita consciousness, sankuchita consciousness, and mukulita consciousness. So anavarita consciousness, where there is some consciousness, but it's very restricted. And plants are example of that. Plant, they interact with the sunlight, they interact with moonlight. If you pour water, the leaves becomes, green, and plant, starts growing. So there is some consciousness, but consciousness of plant cannot be expressed. Plant never express the consciousness. Oh, give me water. Now I feel thirsty. Give me food. I feel hunger. Plant does not say that. So there is some consciousness for sure, but that consciousness is very, very restricted. Plant cannot express the emotion. But higher than that is Sankuchita consciousness, which call contracted in English consciousness. And that is the consciousness of animals. And what they do? They can express their consciousness up to some degree, not up to fullest extent, but all those, tiger or lion or cows or elephant, they have some affection for their babies. They leak, if the baby dies, they will see the tears coming out of their eyes, but they cannot express their consciousness like human being. They cannot say that, okay, now it's time for chanting. Let me go and chant. They cannot associate like, we do associate to gather higher consciousness. They can't do that. And then the last and topmost is human being, which is called Mukulita consciousness, which is very developed consciousness. So in that developed consciousness, living being can talk, we talk, doesn't matter you are karmi or gyani or what you are, or karmakandi, doesn't matter. You can express your opinion. You can say what is right, what is wrong. You can be mixture of thousands of, philosophy. It's your call. You can believe Krishna as a form. You can believe Krishna as no form. You can believe this, you can believe that. You can express your opinion. You can express your opinions and all of that. So that is Mukulita consciousness. So out of Mukulita consciousness, out of living being, human being who have some developed consciousness, there are variety of consciousness. There are variety of their spiritual advancement where they stand. This is a very important slide, very important concept to learn. So sometimes when you come across certain, personality who you cannot convince, who you cannot make them convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and then some other, some other understanding, not to hate, but as a matured person, you can see where that person is standing. So the very lowest consciousness is sense gratification, doing everything for sensual pleasure. Pious, impious, charity, atheism, whatever I like, I would do. Whatever I don't like, I don't do. So, besides Sangrahavritti, the intensity is always to act for sense pleasure. But higher than that is consciousness of mind. Mind will think, feel, will, right? So mind will say, no, I have been doing sense enjoyment for so long, but it's really, not giving me anything. And then higher than mind consciousness is buddhi, intelligence, where one buddhi does accept or reject. So mind will say, mind will have thinking, feeling, and willing. Then buddhi would say, okay, after this much thought, I have now come to the decision that I should not do sense gratification. I have come to the decision that human life is more than just doing the sense gratification, right? There are different types of conclusion one makes, but that is coming out of buddhi. And higher than buddhi is that one think, oh, sure, I'm not this body, I'm not this body, I'm the soul. So I can do a lot of things to fulfill the need of this body, but that is not going to be complete unless and until I act for sure. So you can see how intelligence is going up and up. So now you are thinking about soul. I'm not this body. I have to do something for the soul. Then one starts putting their belief in something higher. Demigods, sun, moon, Indra, Varuna. They are they are superior, right? So they are going higher and higher. Now they are putting faith in something higher. Higher than that is somebody who puts their faith in Brahman. They say that we all are soul, and we all have to merge into that light. Ultimately, we are light. We have come from that light. So they are now getting very close to Lord, but not fully. They are thinking that, this light is ultimate reality. Then higher than that is Paramatma, where one think that Lord has a form, like Vishnu form, Uh, everything that is moving or non-moving, the attributes, the quality that they are showing, it's all coming because of the presence of Paramatma. And final understanding is that Bhagwan is the ultimate reality, and that Bhagwan has form. So you can see there are different degree of gradation for human consciousness to evolve. Any question before I move to next slide? On this slide, is it clear what I'm trying to communicate?
Yes, Prabhuji. So this is also related to the Bhagavad Gita verse, right, Prabhuji? It's where Krishna compares the embryo covered by the womb and mirror covered by the dust, and the fire is covered by the smoke.
Yeah.
This is also
Yeah. So that basically presents three types of consciousness.
hmm.
When mirror is covered by dust, then you know there is chance that you can see your face, but you all have to do is that take the dust out. So it's kind of Sankuchita consciousness. But when baby is covered with the embryo, it's fully restricted consciousness. And when fire is covered with the smoke, means smoke also has some element of fire, but it's not fire. So yeah, that's a different way to expand. But here, what you are seeing is that more or higher resolution. When fire is covered by the smoke, on that consciousness, we are expanding. That one may be advanced up to mind, one may be advanced up to buddhi, one may be advanced up to soul, demigod, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. Similar.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So this verse is coming from Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and it says, Yatha Radha Priya Vishnu Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarvagopishu Shaivaika Vishnu Atyanta Ballabha. Very clear. Says that just as Srimati Radharani is dear to Supreme Lord, so her bathing place Radha Kund is also very dear to Lord. Because among all the gopi, she is the most beloved to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So among all those personalities who are engaged in devotional service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srimati Radharani is the topmost. She is very dear to Krishna. Why Radha Kund is the topmost place? Because that's the place, that's the manifestation of Srimati Radharani's love for Supreme Lord. She is very dear to Krishna. So anything that belongs to Srimati Radharani is very, very dear to Supreme Lord. So we approach Krishna through Srimati Radharani. So if we become very dear to Radharani, then we become very dear to Krishna, because Radharani is mother, and mother does not see fault. She accepts everybody. Doesn't matter how the kids are good or bad, she will accept. But Krishna has high standard. But when Radharani accept, then Krishna will accept it. So Prabhupada in her, his teaching, many places Prabhupada has emphasized that we are followers of Srimati Radharani. Mahaprabhu is none different than Srimati Radharani. So we approach Krishna through Mahaprabhu, through Srimati Radharani. So that is another beautiful example or a way to see how bona fide is our Sampradaya. Okay, so with that now, I'm getting to the very last verse of this chapter. Are we ready? Should we get into it?
Very bold.
कृष्णस्य उचः पर्णया वसति प्रेयसीभिः अपि राधा कुण्डं चास्य मुनिभिरभितास्तादृग् एव व्याधायै यत् प्रस्थिरपि यालम् असुलभं किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजाम् तत्प्रेमाइदं सकृद् अपि सारः अश्नातुरविष्करोति. So there are many objects which are favorable to Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishnasya Uchay, but out of everything that is favorable to Krishna, Priya Asibhyu, Priya Asibhayo Apiradha. Out of all, Radharani is the topmost. So Radharani is very, very dear. Priya Asibhayo Apiradha. Kundam Chasya Munibhi Ravitas. And that is why her Kunda, Srimati Radharani's Kunda, is very, very dear. And it is described Munivir. It is described, it is confirmed by many great sages. Why? Yat prasthair api alam asulabham kim punar bhakti bhajam. So that Radha Kund, which is so dear to Sri Krishna, it's rarely attained even by prasthair, by great bhakta. There are different types of bhakta, right? So that Radha Kund, which is very, very dear to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, is very asulabham. It's rarely attained. Sulabham means easily attained, and asulabham, something which is not attained very easily. So Radha Kund is rarely attained by prasthair, by great devotees, such as Narad. Kim punar bhakti bhajam. Then what do we speak of? Ordinary devotee. So if we are getting the opportunity to serve at Radha Kund, we should feel ourselves very fortunate, because the glory of Srimati Radharani, the glories of Radha Kund is very confidential. That is why tad premaidam shakridapi shara asnatur aviskaroti. That is why if one simply bath even once in the holy water, one will awaken their pure love for Krishna. So that Srimati Radharani Kunda is rarely obtained even by great personalities, great bhakta. So if one get opportunity to perform devotional service on the bank of Srimati Radha Kunda, take baths in Srimati Radha Kunda, then very easily their love for Krishna will awaken. Wow, very nice. So that is the beauty of Radha Kunda. So this 11th series of verses basically gives everything, and I will conclude that later once we get there. So it talks about Sri Radha Kund. Can somebody read that one just quickly? We'll just read through it.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will read. Sri Radha Kund. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in this connection that Radha Kunda is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service in the wake of the lady friends, Shakis, and confidential serving maids, Manjaris of Srimati Radharani. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the bank of Radhakund, one should take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important items in the execution of devotional service. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narada and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their baths. What then to speak of ordinary devotees? Those who are eager to return to Goloka in their spiritual bodies, Siddha Deha, should live at Radhakund and take shelter of the confidential serving maids of Sri Radha and serve her under their direction. Attaining prema in this life. Sri Radhakund comprises of water of nectarian prema. One will obtain the topmost prema by transcendentally residing apakrita vasha on its bank aloof from all material desires, transcendentally bathing aprakrita snana in its water and performing deep meditation worship manasa bhajana of Srimati Radhika. Culmination of bhajan, living at Radhakund, the pure spirit soul, aprakrita jiva, should externally take constant shelter of Harinam, eternally in one spiritually perfected eternal form as gopis, render service to Srimati Radhika while deeply meditating on Sri Krishna's Ashtakaliya
Yeah, Leela.
Leela. Thank you,
So this
Prabhupada.
is the Kaliya Leelas that is given here. So we'll talk about that later. So Krishna has, eight pastime, eight manifold pastime that, it happens. So Radha Kund is very sacred place. So if you go to Brindavan, please go and have darshan of Radha Kund. Okay, Mataji, last two you can read, attaining Goloka and conclusions.
Why is Radhakund so exalted? Ashakta Kaliya Leela 1. Nishanta Leela, pre-dawn. Prata Leela, pastimes at dawn. Purvahana Leela, forenoon pastimes. Madhyahana Leela, midday pastime. Aparahana Leela, afternoon pastime. Sayama Leela, pastimes at dusk. Pradosha Leela, evening pastime. Ratri Leela, midnight pastime. Attaining Goloka. Thus, after giving up one's material body, one will attain an eternal spiritual body and be engaged in direct eternal service to Srimati Radhika. Conclusion. The devotees who have attained the inner perfected spiritual form as Gopi, Aprakrita Gopi Dega, should reside in the mood of a maid servant, Palyadashi, of Srimati Radharani on the bank of Radhakund in the divine land of Vraja, Aprakrita Vraja.
So the summary here again is given that one should develop the mood to be associate of Srimati Radharani. And that is why, in our Sampradaya, most of the great acharyas, they are named after Manjari's name, like all the six Goswami, they were Manjari. What they did, they taught us the core confidential philosophy of Krishna consciousness, but in their eternal form, they are serving Srimati Radharani. They are associates of Srimati Radharani. So the conclusion is that Nectar of Instruction is teaching us that we should engage in the process bhakti as associate of Srimati Radharani. And this slide is a remarkable slide, extremely important slide for us to remember. So by this slide, I'm going to very much conclude that what is the teaching of Nectar of Instruction. So we had 11 verses in this book, and those 11 verses are teaching us the progressive stage of bhakti, how bhakti is advancing from one stage to another stage to another stage. So in Nectar of Devotion, we'll study that bhakti devotional service has basically three categories, or you can also say 2 categories. Let's put it 3 categories. Sadhana bhakti, and then bhava bhakti and prema bhakti. Sadhana, bhava, and prema. We have talked about it. Sadhana bhakti has 2 steps, Badhi bhakti and Raganuga bhakti. In Badhi bhakti, vidhi, methods are important. The Badhi word comes from vidhi. Vidhi means method. Rules and regulations are extremely important in Badhi bhakti. Putting tilak, taking shower, keeping body clean, chanting name of Krishna, attending Mangala Arati, fasting day of Ekadasi. So these are the methods, these are the vidhi that is given. And this vidhi purify the consciousness of the follower. So the first 7 verses, verse number 1 to 7, Vachivegam, Mansa, Krodhavega, Jihavega, Pastavegam, Sadharani, Satat Karma Pravartatat, all that verses, Tatat Karman, Karma Pravartanat, all the verses that we have studied one after another, those verses are basically teaching us how to be a sadhaka. And through process of bhakti, one comes to a stage of once we make sufficient purification, then raga nuga stage comes, where one's devotion for Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes spontaneous. It becomes natural. And at that stage, one does not see the difference in name, form, quality, and pastime of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The name of Krishna is Krishna himself. But that is not going to be revealed until we seriously engage in Badhi Bhakti. So verse number 8 talks about that there are name, form, quality, and pastime, right? So one should reside at the holy place and engage their tongue and mind and practice hearing about holy name, hearing about pastime, hearing about quality, hearing about form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And by doing that, one should utilize their time to fully realize the taste, realize the potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is not going to happen. We have talked about that. That's not going to happen when one is going through up and down. Because in the process of up and down, or while we are up and down, the name and person appears different. There is taste, there is no taste. So once we have come to that stage where we are understanding that his holy name is none different than Krishna, means the stage where one's distraction has completely been removed from the mind. One is very stable in process of bhakti. Then that stage is called Raganuga Bhakti. And then last 3 verses, 9, 10, 11, talks about bhava and prema. So that is why I did not spend much time on trying to explain these things. Why Radha Kund is so exalted. I mean, we can just hear it. But when we go on the bank of Radha Kund and we look around, it just appears like a small lake and so many buildings. When I go and see that, after reading Nectar of Instruction, I went there, I was looking at it, I said, but it's not really, I mean, it's very, I have heart, my heart is saying that I'm at the topmost place, but still, it doesn't reveal like that. The intelligence and mind, is still thinking something different. But once we are at the stage of bhava and prema, once we have understanding who the Krishna is, who Srimati Radharani is, what is their relationship, then you'll be able to understand the value of all those pastime and all those places. Vrindavan is none different than Golok Vrindavan, but it does not appear like that. It just sounds like, place where there are so many cows, there are so many poor people, so many beggars, other things we see. So keep on going to that place, keep on going unless and until you start seeing the truth. If you start seeing the truth, then you should know that, wow, we have made sufficient advancement. Otherwise, we still have to advance. So this method of instruction very much gives a process. This 11 set of verses that we have gone through, it just gives us a process that takes us from sadhana stage, all the way up to prema stage. So keep on coming back and reading nectar of instruction and understand what is being told here. Anything else anybody has? So I'll just take one more class and I'll summarize all these 11 verses very quickly. And then you are ready to give the exam for NOI. All the homeworks are done?
Not Prabhuji.
So I can stop here and we can have some anything anybody would like to ask before we.
One quick question, Prabhuji. So taking the bath, is it recommended? Maybe I heard.
Yeah, I was trying to skip that, honestly.
Right?
I was trying to skip that question.
Okay.
Because honestly, when I read that, I know that, oh my God, hope somebody doesn't ask me that. Really, I was praying that I hope somebody doesn't ask me, but I knew that somebody will also ask me. So Prabhupada said that one should not bath, right?
Yes.
And nectar of instruction is saying that you should bath. Right? Right? Right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So from why it is that, right? Because what Prabhupada said is right. What Prabhupada said is what we need to do. Because if we bath in a Radha Kund, thinking that we are bathing in a lake, ordinary lake, then that is not appropriate. That is not, going to benefit. So faith is not there, but one is just bathing, then that is not going to help much. Rather, it's offense. Prabhupada said that don't jump into, Radha Kund like monkey jumping and hit with, Radha Kund with your leg and splash the water and do things and come off. If you have that proper mood. So that is why this slide talks about sadhana bhakti, raganuga bhakti, bhava and prema. If you have that bhava, and these two verses also talks about bhava and prema stage. If you are in that advanced stage where you have that awe and reverence, with that awe and reverence, if you enter in Srimati Radharani Kund, it's more respectful, rather thinking that, so that's how you see. If you don't have that mood, if you are not taking Radha Kund that way, then it becomes Sahajiya type of mentality. So sadhakas should always be with awe and reverence, and they should approach the places of Lord's pastime, Srimati Radharani pastime, with due awe and reverence. Okay, so that's how we see. But there are, people who really go there just to jump into Radha Kund, not knowing who the Radha Kund is, what's the value of Radha Kund is. That is, also in one sense not very helpful. It's aparad. I don't know what are the other realizations anybody has. But yes, Prabhupada, did say that to his young disciples that, if you are going there, don't, really in a very cheap way or in a very ordinary way jump into it or not respect Srimati Radharani Kund. But if there is proper awe and reverence, if you are really doing with due, respect, then it's always good. It's always good to. I have been there, but I haven't taken, bath yet. I just go pay my obeisances, take few drops of water, put on my head. That's also like taking bath. A sprinkle on my body. That's also like that. Because I know that I still don't have a lot of, I go and see, feel the stuff around, and then that catches my attention. So I still see that, I'm not quite there. So
Yeah, that's what we did. Probably we sprinkle some water last time when we were there.
I just go pay obeisances. In fact, when I go there, I don't even like leaving that place. I just, feel like, oh my gosh, I want to stay here. And my wife also, she's so devotional. She would like to, she'll pull me, come here, come there. She just stays around. She like staying around. So we just, pay obeisances, take some water. Sam Kund, Radha Kund. Radha Kund this side, Sam Kund that side. We just take some water, a sprinkle on our body. We just stay there for a few minutes, chant our names, chant the name of Krishna's, and then go around, walk around a little bit, leave. But I have seen many people taking, baths. They take bath. I have seen many sages, great, saintly person. They come 3 times. The bath, come out. I have seen our devotee also taking bath. So it's both, I mean, I've seen many of our devotees, they don't take bath. Many of them, they take bath. So if you have that, proper mindset, there is no harm also.
Thank you.
Nobody
Prabhu.
tells you that you should not, take bath in that way. But for new, people, some of his new disciples, he did say that don't jump, don't just, respect Srimati Radharani Kund.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think that helps for the clarification.
Anybody, anything else?
Yeah. I was wondering, Prabhuji, when it says about attaining Radhakund, does it imply just taking bath or staying there? What does attain mean? I mean,
Attaining means Radha Kund is representation of love for
mhm,
Krishna. The water that is there is manifestation of love that Srimati Radharani has for Krishna. So attaining Radha Kund means attaining unalloyed devotion for Krishna.
mm.
Do we have that love for Krishna? Can we say yes or should we say no?
No.
Yes. So attaining Radha Kund means coming to that stage where
So, but we would like to go to that stage, right? I mean, so why?
everybody should like to go to that stage. That's the purpose we are even doing Bhakti Sastri.
Right. So why it is restricted to take bath then? I mean, so that
In earlier stage, when there is no proper respect, when there
mhm,
is no proper, mood, it may be offensive. If you have the mood, if you are approaching Srimati Radharani in Bhava Prema stage, you should go and take the bath. You should take a bath. It's not fully restricted. But, if somebody who does not have complete faith, who does not understand, so what is the purpose? I mean, it definitely help. But if somebody has not understood the value of Radha Kund, and if they don't take bath in Radha Kund, how they are taking bath? They're just thinking as an ordinary lake, right? So that's what is being shown there. It's gonna help for sure. It's gonna help. Take the water and sprinkle on your head. That's also helping. It's equally good. You're not missing anything. But touching with your feet and all of that in that stage where you don't have complete faith, maybe some degree of offense towards Srimati Radharani, Radha Kunda. So
Right.
that's the place where it's forbidden. But
Right.
you awe and reverence, if you enter into it, Srimati Radharani, please forgive me, I have taken your shelter. Please shower your mercy upon me. let me turn into this water that's in your kunda and be the instrument of Supreme Personality of Godhead, a pure devotee of the Lord. Pray like that to your heart. Not bad, nothing. What is bad there? So Prabhupada was teaching that don't develop Sahajiya mentality. Don't take things cheap. That is the point. Don't, see, this is Radha Kund, this is the manifestation of the love, supreme manifestation of the love for Krishna, right? This is like the nectar of 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 the nectar. So understand that. That is the point. But we do want to come to the stage of everybody, everything that we do, we want to be Prema Bhakta. But there are people in Vrindavan who imitate. They will dress up like gopis and they will artificially cry, put, artificial tears in their eyes. All of that is, Sahajiya thing. Prabhupada was not, recommending that. He was not supporting anything like that. Be genuine, natural bhakta, which means understand the value of Srimati Radharani, understand the value of Radha Kund, study the Shastra to understand what Radha
That's it.
Kund did, and then take the shelter with due awe and reverence. Awe and reverence. That itself is too much information coming out of this book that we should understand that Radha Kund is the topmost place on this material existence. Material world, then Vaikuntha, then Mathura, then Vrindavan, then Govardhan, then Radha. This is beautiful, beautiful message to learn. Oh my gosh, the Vrindavan that we are going, how exalted is that place? Vaikuntha is the goal of many sadhaka. Prabhupada says that higher than Vaikuntha, not Prabhupada says, Rupa Goswami says, which is coming from Mahaprabhu. Higher than Vaikuntha is Mathura. Now, go Mathura, see if you can see like that. So we have to develop that mood. I have been Mathura many times. I never feel like that, I'm at a place which is higher than Vaikuntha. I have studied it, but still the feeling is not coming. Why? Because there is contamination in the heart. Sahajiya. So then I should not go and start saying that, I'm feeling like that and, artificial, natural. So this has good instruction for us. It has value for us. Prabhu, you want to say something else?
No, I think you answered it. I think we have to be very careful when we
Very,
approach.
very careful. It says that what you sow, so you reap, If you take things cheaper, then very soon you become a very pure devotee, You start thinking that, oh, I made it. I'm so great. I can do everything. See how great I am. Everybody is worshiping me. I am, I have become this, I have become that. Next day, boom, you are gone out of map. Something comes and take, Prabhu, I have done too much bhakti, it does not work for me. Now I want to spend some time taking care of my family. I want to work. Bhakti bahut ho gaya. Too much bhakti I have done. I have seen people, you try to be so much of a big preacher, and then one, women comes, take you away. Something material life comes, money, prestige, power. You start, you know, compromising with the things. That means Krishna is pushing out slowly and slowly. So be very natural. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavita vajagadis kamaye, janmani janmani ishware bhavatad bhakti hitikitu. Oh my dear Lord, birth after birth, I want your unconditional bhakti. My Shiksha Guru always says that be a grassroots person. Always be a grassroots. Always do the grassroots type of service and be a grassroots. Never think that you are anything else than Gopi Bhattu Padkamala, you are Das, Das.
Right.
Respect, not respect. People like me, not like me. I have nothing to do with that.
What happened?
None of these are my, goal. My goal is that
What?
that get little bit tinge of the bhakti, because
Mm.
that's ultimately is going to save you or save me. So this Sahajiya Bhav is very dangerous, very, very dangerous. And we have to learn to come out of it. Not unnecessarily, I have seen people, Prabhuji, criticizing. They just come, Ramacharya Prabhu, you don't know how to do this, or you don't know about it. There's something big statement they say, heavy statement they say. I just stand where I am. And I'm where I am right now. I stay there and I see that person comes from left and go to right. I'm still there. That's the thing, what you can do. Living entity has independence, free will. They can do whatever they want to do. Forget about everything else. Be a Shuddh sadhaka. Chant in the name of Krishna. That is the, highest, most you can get. Nobody can snitch my chanting away. Nobody can snitch anything away which is related to bhakti that I can personally do towards Krishna. Those are your wealth. So Prabhupada was very against of being sahajiya, because sahajiya does not last. And if there is not pure love for Krishna, show off does not last. You'll come, and if there are people to see, you can show off. Once people are gone, that show off is gone. So we have to be natural bhakta. So when it's being said that one should not bath, means unless and until you don't have that pure love, pure feeling for Supreme Lord, don't pretend. That's what Nectar of Instruction is teaching us. Good point. Good question. Anything else anybody would like to ask from anywhere else from this book?
Hare
Any word?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, so last time I went to just like you can say sightseeing for to Govardhan and all the Kund, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, and in there, I mean, I don't know, like I did not share it with anybody, but I'm just sharing. So there was an old lady and like you can say a beggar. So I I gave her like 100 rupees, and I don't know, it came spontaneously. I touched her feet, and then I could not stop crying.
Oh my gosh.
So what was that?
I don't know. I have heard that in Vrindavan, Radha and Krishna is walking everywhere. And they come and meet devotees. And sometimes, you would not see, sometimes you would see. Mostly maybe you will ignore. So I take it as a very positive thing. Maybe Srimati Radharani came like that. You don't know, because they are there and they are walking around and they are seeing their devotees, whatever, Rati Buddhi Yogam Tam Tena Mamupiyanti, the Krishna says that. I would take it very serious. That's why when I go there, there are so many beggars will come, give me money, give me money. My wife is very, she'll say that, I know that you don't have cash, she'll say, but I have cash. You just walk, go behind and she will give donations to everybody. So, and my wife will all the time say that, Vrindavan, when you are, don't chastise anybody. Even rickshaw will ask you that I want 20 rupees. If you have 20 rupees, give it and walk away. You don't know, who is who, right? So, but there are situations that we can't control. So what you are saying is very good. If somebody comes like old, and you give her some donations, you feel some connection. Who knows who the person is? You don't know literally who is who. So I don't know who that person was, but it's very good. That type of experience in holy places are very good, in my opinion. Keep that as a jewel, wealth, treasure in your life. And Remember that. It's very good. Once one devotee was saying that we say that, my dear Lord, give me your darshan. I want to see you. I want to love you. I want to be around you. But in fact, we don't have faith. If Krishna comes as Krishna, we'll start running away. We'll think it's something else. Because we have 1 minute sufficient purification, we cannot recognize who Krishna is. So sometimes Krishna comes as an ordinary person so that we can connect. So Radharani can come, in a very ordinary way so that you can connect with her. See that side, see that way. That's very good seeing. Anything else anybody has? So Narayan Prabhu, you are part of all the classes for Nectar of Instruction?
Yes, Prabhuji. I missed 1 or 2, but otherwise I was.
All the recordings are there, so you can go and watch. But one request that I would have is that be very genuine, very good bhakta. Don't get confused with the things of the material world. People personality, people coming and scolding on you, dealing with all of this. All of that is there, but keep a good, bhakti. Who you are, what is the real goal of what you are doing. Stay tuned, stay always focused at the feet of Prabhupada and Radha Krishna. And then do things like that. Keep good mood within yourself. Don't get disturbed. Don't get, distracted. All of these are very important. People will respect you. People will not respect you. Nothing matters. People will put Aarti, Puja, La, Pratishtha. Nothing matters. Somebody will say Prabhuji, somebody will say Prabhu, somebody will say Rama. Whatever. Nothing matters. Broaden your understanding and always take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Because they know our heart. They are very forgiving. They will forgive all of our mistakes. All we have to do is that show some sincerity. And that's what Nectar of Instruction is teaching. It's nectar of the instructions. All the instructions that we get is nectar of that. So it talks about Krishna, he talks about Vaikuntha, Mathura, talks about Srimati Radharani. These are the pinnacles of all the knowledge. You read this much thick book of organic chemistry and physics, you would not come to this conclusion. That only 11 of these verses will tell you. So this is mercy of Rupa Goswami. Yes. Anything else anybody has? 12 o'clock. Anything anybody would like to ask? Was it clear? Did you all understand this book? Or I know many of you were on and off. Like Bimala Mataji was there. Bridget Mataji, what's your initiated name? I forget. Brinda Devi Dasi, right? Honorable, what's Mataji's initiated name?
Yes, Vrinda.
Brinda Devi Dasi Mataji. So you were present up to 3 classes and then you missed some 7 or 8 classes. So see if you can watch those recorded class. If you like, we can talk about it.
Yes,
And
okay.
everybody else have been coming. So next we are going to study Nectar of Devotion. Okay, another beautiful. I love going through Nectar of Devotion. So-
Prabhuji, you have said in that slide progressive stages, sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi and Raganuga bhakti.
Yeah,
The 8 words you have labeled under Raganuga.
Yeah.
I mean, why so?
Because 8 verse, let's read that verse.
Yeah, it says about
Prananam Rupa Charitadi Sukritanu. Right?
yes.
So Asmartayo Karmena रसनः मनासि नियोज तिष्ठान ब्रजे तद अनुरागी जनानुगामी खालम नयेद akhilam iti upadesha saram. So, in Raganuga Bhakti,
Attached.
the difference between Badi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti is also very important for us to understand. So I said that in Badi Bhakti, one has to engage in the process of Bhakti, right?
Yes.
But that does not mean that in Raganuga Bhakti, you leave it. It's not like that. Under sadhana bhakti, either you are in the Badi bhakti or Raganuga bhakti, you are sadhaka. So sadhaka has to engage in sadhana. Okay? But in Raganuga bhakti, the propensity of engaging in bhakti is spontaneous. It's not coming from the shastra. It's not coming from the instruction. Love is natural, okay, but the action is still the same. So when you hear this verse, Tananam Rupa Charitari Sukritani, you'll say, oh, this is Bhakti Bhakti, right? That's why you are asking, right?
Right.
That Prabhu, when I read this one, it says that control the senses and hear name of Krishna, gradually engage. It's like a Bhakti Bhakti. But this is advanced essence of Bhakti Bhakti. This is the stage where, you are still engaging in sadhana, but your taste is natural. So, very important to understand that in Raganuga Bhakti, you are still a sadhaka. So sadhana bhakti has two steps, Bhakti Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. So what you do in Bhakti Bhakti, that's what you do in Raganuga Bhakti. But the understanding, the drive for doing is different. The drive for doing in Bhakti Bhakti is shastric injunctions, shastric teaching. Shastra ko follow karna hai. I have to follow the order. Order is important. But the same thing when you do in Raganuga Bhakti, you are doing because you have a natural love. I want to chant. I have chanted so much, I can't live without chanting. So the taste has developed. Are you following, Prabhu?
Got it. Yeah.
So that's what it is. Maybe that time when I spoke, I didn't explain it. I didn't made the clarity between Bhakti Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. But Raganuga Bhakti does not mean that we don't engage in the limbs of Bhakti. And what are the Anga? Anga Bhakti, like we have eyes, we have ears, we have nose, we have mouth, we have teeth, we have hair, we have hands, we have shoulder, we have belly, we have thighs, we have back, we have front. But all of that is called Sarira, body. But it has Anga. So likewise, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the first section will teach what are the Anga, limb. Limb is Anga of Bhakti. What are the things when you are doing, you should consider that you are doing Bhakti. Like for example, taking shower. Is it Bhakti or not a Bhakti?
Bhakti. Part of Bhakti.
It's secondary, it's not
Secondary.
primary. Yes. It helps engaging in devotional service, but
Correct,
it's not Bhakti.
Right.
It's secondary. It prepares us to do Bhakti, right? So that's what. Charity, is it a Bhakti? No. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has never says that doing charity is doing Bhakti. No. Giving donations to somebody is not Bhakti. Chanting name of Krishna is Bhakti. Living to holy places is Bhakti. Reading spiritual scriptures are Bhakti. Worshipping Tulsi Maharani is Bhakti. Attending Mangala Aarti, Santara Dava Nalalita Loka, singing in front of deity is Bhakti. So what is Bhakti? What is not Bhakti? Because that is also very important for us to understand. That is why Bhakti Shastra is very important course. We have to know what action that we are doing is Bhakti, and what action that we are doing is not Bhakti. When we are on the Vyasasana, we have an opportunity to talk, and we talk everything. No. What talk is bona fide to be talked and what you cannot talk. Sometimes, people will read the Sanskrit verse or so, say that I think it should be like that. No. We only think what our acharyas have asked us to think. Whatever acharya has given, that's all. Now people will say it's too restricted. If you want to be a real serious bhakta, you have to restrict yourself.
Yeah.
So this is very important. I cannot put water on every tree and say that I like this tree. What do you mean by you are liking this tree? You have to show dedication. You have to show some loyalty. So we are Krishna's bhakta. Krishna bhakti kaile sarvakara siddhiyaya. By worshipping Krishna, we have to have that faith. Our acharyas are saying that worship Krishna, everything else will be done. Then why we have to doubt? Why? I'm not missing anybody. As long as I have faith in this statement, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Krishna is himself saying. So believing is acting. Right, Prabhu? Wrong or right?
Believing is acting.
Yeah. How you act is what you believe in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, what we think we do.
Yes. So if you believe in something, then you have to act in something. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to show by your action. Very important. Very important. That is why, this simple statement, tad vidhi paripatena, pranipasthana sunya, updechanti te ganam, ganesitu. This is not simple. Always, always, always work under the guidance of a spiritual master. Somebody's instructions. Somebody who understands bhakti. If under their guidance you do bhakti, you are doing right thing. No addition, no subtraction. So nectar of instruction is teaching us that part. Although it very quickly took us to the essence of, in 11 verses, it took us to the pinnacle of everything. But we have to also understand that this is mercy of acharyas that they're giving us and take it in a very positive way. So when we can do exam, should we do exam? Bimala Mataji, you can start asking that question. I think we should at least submit the homework and do the exam. And from next class, should we start talking about nectar of devotion? Or you want me to summarize this before we... So here is how we can do. We have 11 verses.
Yeah.
I can summarize those verses before your exam. So if you decide that, okay, I'm going to give exam on 9th. So on 2nd, I can summarize it 1 week before. That's one way to do it. Second way to do is that next class, you can just go summarize these verses and then move on to the devotion. Whenever exam comes, you give the exam and you just give the exam. So how you would like?
So, Prabhu, we should give exam on 9th. So
Okay.
next week you just summarize and then we'll give exam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the exam. Hope everybody is fine with that. I'm not sure 100%. How about the homework?
Oh my God. Oh, no, I have not done the homework.
No,
No.
not done.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. So why don't you work on the homework first? Huh?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. We have to work
Yes.
on. Yeah, we have to work on homework, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Sorry.
So let's do the homework, and next week we
Okay.
can start nectar of devotion, and then in that class we can discuss when you want the exam and everything else. Okay.
Okay.
I would like to have the homework submitted before I can take the exam. If you can do in 2 days, that's fine. You can do in 3 days, that's fine. I think it's easier, You can do the entire homework together. But do the homework and then we can talk about exam date. 9th is fine with me, Prabhu. If you want to get it done in 1 week, all the homework. If everybody can get the homework done by 2nd, 9th is very good with me.
We can check next week, Prabhuji, how we are doing on the homework, and based on that one, we can make the call.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. Otherwise, 16th is there. So you have 16th, 23rd, 38th. I'll be, nice with you all. Whatever works with you, Please let me know. I'm having
Thank
this
you.
problem. I'm not going to punish you too much. No, okay, you have to now give the exam. Be honest with yourself and work on it.
That is best.
So, Prabhuji, we have to write essay on each lesson, like how we did in Bhagavad Gita. Or...
See the homework. I think homework has sections put together, and then for one section you have to do one essay. I don't think that there is essay on each verse.
No, not on each verse, but on each session we have.
Oh yeah, the format will be same.
Okay.
Why you don't like essay?
No, Prabhuji, it will take some time. That's why I'm asking, because Prabhuji want to do test on 9, so we have to write at least essay for each session.
Yeah, there will be few essays, not like Bhagavad Gita, but there will be. The homework will be lighter than what you did in
Gita, yeah.
Bhagavad Gita. Yes. 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 And then Isopanishad will be the very last one, I think. I would like to keep that as a last book because it's kind of a little bit technical. Okay. Are we good now?
Yes, good.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So next class, Nectar of Devotion. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very well.
Thank you. Vanchkalpataru Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Vaishya Nidanam Pavani Vaishya Namo Anant Koti Vaishya Samal Bhakti. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hey, Prabhu, now we are finishing Bhakti Shastri. Anybody who would like to do Bhakti Vaibhav, you can continue after this. You know, it's going to be very pleasant journey. 6 cantos of Bhagavatam we can study together. And, you know, I mean, it's not the course mandatory for you to get second initiated, but also it's nice to study Bhagavatam together. So just wanted to offer that option way ahead. If you are interested, you know, we can do Bhakti Vaibhav after finishing the Bhakti Shastri.
How long does it typically take, Prabhuji, for Vaibhav?
Vaibhav, it depends, you know, I mean, depends how you like me to do. Most of the devotee, I mean, the courses that I do, they like the way I do, like going through the verses, spending time, you know, highlighting the key points from that verse. That's one way to do. Another way is that you can take a section of 3 or 4 chapter and then just give a summary of that chapter, not going through verse wise verse. So if you go summary wise, you can go quicker, but you know, understanding is not quite there. You know, what the verse is saying, what is the emphasis, the flow, and the verse wise verse when you go, like the way we are doing it, it's giving a flow. We started at Bhadi Bhakti, we went to Raganuga Bhakti, finally we are talking about, you know, something supremely high. It gives a nice flow. Even if you don't, you know, understand everything, but you understand some good part of it. So that's the way I like. But another way is that take the section, like Nectar of Devotions. Okay, Bhadi Bhakti section, 4 class, done. This section, 2 class, done, like that. So it's up to devotee who are doing the class, how they would like to do.
So currently, you already have any. Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. You go ahead.
No, so that's what I was trying to say. It's up to you how you like to, how you prefer. I prefer discussing nicely because there is no rush. You know, I don't charge too much also. It's just some donations that I have to give it to the Mayapur Institute for certificate and all of that. You know, it gives me also opportunity for my purification to keep on going through this message again and again.
Currently, you are doing great, Prabhuji. How are you doing? I think classes are going on.
I have one batch, and we finished first canto, so they are taking some time to do homework, memorize verses. So they have asked me to give them 2 weeks, 2 weekend to not do any class. So next Sunday, I do on Sunday morning. So I'm not doing it tomorrow, but after that I'll again start.
So that is the sorry.
Oh, I'm going through verse wise verse, theme wise theme.
Okay,
At least theme wise theme. this theme has this main point, and these are the principal verses. So at least, theme-wise theme. So in one chapter, you can have 7 theme, 5 theme, 6 theme, like that.
நீங்க ஆஃபர் பண்ணுங்க கிருஷ்ணா.
Ah, Mataji, what did you say, Bimala Mataji?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good Prabhuji. Going verse by verse, theme by
Yeah,
theme.
getting some,
Yeah.
thematic understanding.
So if at all, if you are anybody interested, is it going to be the Sunday same class, Prabhuji?
I don't know. I mean, it's once, if you want to start before, the prerequisite for that course is that you need to have the Bhakti Shastri certificate.
Oh,
But I'm sure that all of you are doing very good. So most of you who have been giving exam, they'll get the certificate. So in that case, we can continue Bhakti Vaibhav.
so as a new batch with a new timing and a new day kind of thing. Is that how it is? Prabhuji?
What is that? Yeah,
Right.
new
New
time
batch,
for
new time.
everybody.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to continue for Bhakti Shastri at least for a few months. I have done, Prabhu, those courses. If you finish in a year and a half, 2 years, you can just get certificate. But really, I mean, it's totally up to you how you like. I'm certified teacher. I can teach the minimum time that they have given me, but maximum I can take, right? I cannot complete at least 2 years before. This course is minimum 1.5 year, but I can take 3 years. I can take 2 years. It's up to me, as long as my students are okay with that. But somebody said that, no, Prabhu, I want to complete it in 1.5 year. Then I can say that, okay, let's do it separately. Some would like to do thoroughly, some would like to expedite. If somebody wants to expedite, then I can create a separate batch, go expedite way. So there are different way of doing it. But don't rush, don't rush. Just
Right.
learn slowly and hear again and again. What we have to do? Nothing, just our life. Okay, thank you so much, Hare Krishna. I'll see you all next Saturday. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavат.